Hello friends, welcome to Charia's Kitchen. Today I am going to make and show you flourless chocolate cake. We just need 4 ingredients for this, and this is a very quick and tasty and easy recipe to do. I have taken semi-sweet chocolate here, and I have taken the callets. You can take the chocolate and shave it too if you have a bar. The second one is whole eggs. You can see I have put it like this in a bowl so that it comes to room temperature faster. And this is granulated sugar, and this is the cold butter. Cold butter helps to cool down the chocolate faster, so take cold butter. Now let me show you how to do it. First I need to melt the chocolate, so I am using a technique called double boiler method, where you can see the water has come to boil, so the steam is coming very slowly. So on top of this I am going to take a bowl and put the chocolates in it. Make sure the water doesn't really touch the chocolate, because it is the steam which is supposed to melt the chocolate, not really the heat. If you keep the water too high, it might really burn the chocolate and you might not get the taste what you want. So let it sit for 5 to 8 minutes. You can see it is melting down in the corners. So now let's just start mixing slightly. So because of the heat which we have got from the bowl, so when you mix the rest of the callets, the chocolate will start to melt. Now once you see half of it is melted, I'm going to add the cold butter. The butter helps the chocolate not to burn, and of course it will also melt because of the chocolate's temperature. So I have chopped it in cubes. Just give small stir so that it is mixed slightly. You can see now the chocolate has almost melted and the butter chunks are still there. The butter will help the chocolate to cool, and meanwhile I'm going to add the sugar for this. The granulated sugar also has to melt slightly and get incorporated well with the butter and chocolate. So with a very sim temperature, the boiler, you have to kind of mix it. Give nice stir till you see that there is only few lumps of butter left. As you can see, it is slightly as big as this. The heat present in the chocolate will melt the butter. So I'm going to take this now off from the stove and keep it aside to cool. Keep stirring it and check if the butter has melted well. You can see the granulated sugar's texture still, that there is grainy texture here. And you have to let it sit at least 10 to 15 minutes. And while this is cooling, I'm going to beat the eggs now. We don't want to add the cold eggs just directly to the hot chocolate. If you do that, there is high chances that the eggs will start becoming lumpy, and we don't want that type of texture in the chocolate. So let this cool, and this is a very important step to follow. Meanwhile, while chocolate is getting cooled, I am going to beat the egg. I am going to beat the egg not really to a very foamy consistency or lumpy consistency. I want to just mix the yolks and the whites so that it doesn't really stand apart in the cake as a chunky piece. So just beat it right enough so that the whites and yolks are incorporated, hardly say for a minute. You can see here it is combined well, the egg yolks and the whites. It is what the consistency we need. I'm going to keep this aside now, and I'm still going to wait for the chocolate to come to the room temperature. We don't want the chocolate to cook the eggs outside here. I want the eggs to cook inside the oven. So it is very important step for you to wait till the chocolate gets cooled. For that matter, don't keep the chocolate inside the refrigerator, and it has to come to a room temperature by its own. If you are staying in a humid climate area, it might take the chocolate to stay hotter for a longer time too. So just have patience and wait for a few minutes till both are in same temperature. Now I am going to use a technique called tempering. I am not just going to dump all the chocolate at once. I am going to check if there is any butter left in it. You can see it is liquid in state and it is just dropping. So the sugar has melted slightly too, and the butter is letting chocolate not to get stuck or sticky. Now I'm going to add a very little bit of chocolate at first, and to see if it is forming a clog, so that we don't want the lumps. So I'm going to, this technique will help you to know whether the chocolate has cooled down or not. So add very little chocolate and see that if there are any lumps or is it still in liquid state. You can see it is in liquid state now, so we are good to go. Drop all the chocolate and mix it well. It is slightly sticky, but it is not clumpy. It is not like a chunky piece where you see with the eggs. You can see it is mixing very well. Mix well completely till it is incorporated well with all the eggs. It feels slightly thick now, and you can see it is just dropping and there are no lumps in it. Now we are good to bake this. I have taken spring foam pan here where it helps me to take out the cake very easily. I have applied parchment paper down below and even in the sides of this pan so that the cake will not break apart, because it's a chocolate cake and this is a heavy moist cake. So we don't want to crack it. So this parchment will help me to remove it, and the sides actually will help me to unlock the cakes easily from the pan. If you don't have the spring foam pan, you can use the square pan. Again, coat the pan with the butter and put a parchment in the sides so that it is easy to pull the cake out of the pans. You can use square or even rectangle, but do apply the parchment paper till up top. And it is very important step. The parchment paper will help the cake gets released easily. Now I am going to put the batter to this, and again the main rule, like we are not going to fill the pan full too high. So let us bake this now, and it will take 40 to 45 minutes with 160 degrees Celsius and 320 degree Fahrenheit. You can go up to 325 degree Fahrenheit. Keep an eye once it is 30 minutes. It might really look it is cooked in the corners and it might be turning chewy. You can reduce the temperature with 10 degrees so that the cake will still get cooked and not get burnt. And while to check, do check with the toothpick method to see if the cake is cooked. It might feel gooey in the middle, but that is normal in this cake. Now I have taken this out after 42 minutes. You can see the texture here. This is how the chocolate cake looks like, the flourless one. If you want a flat surface, now you can take a parchment paper when it is hot and put it on top of it and just press it like this if you are going to build a cake. So it gives you a very flat texture. If you want it to look like this, the crunchy, you can leave it as is. And you have to let this cake completely come out from the corners. So let this sit really for 4 to 6 hours, or sitting it overnight is also good, so that the cake leaves out the pan easily. Now after 6 hours, this is how it looks. I'm going to remove this from the spring foam pan. You can see the pan has come out without any problem, and you can see the corners. There is nothing stuck here. The butter with whatever I had put has helped the cake, and there is no waste or there is nothing sticking. The parchment paper is holding the cake properly, and you can see now once it is baked, it hasn't seeped out anywhere. So now let me pull this and show you. And when you flip, you can see that the cake comes out easily. It is slightly hard on the bottom and it is soft in the middle, and the corners have cooked well, and it even mimics like a brownie. So once you slice this, you can serve it with fresh cream, whipped cream, or even a dollop of ice cream with fresh fruits, and it tastes amazing. You can see once sliced, it is coming out of the parchment paper, and you can see the corners, and it is soft and it is gooey to the touch, and it smells great. I hope you like the video. Please do subscribe to Charya's Kitchen for more detailed videos, tips and tricks. Thanks for watching.